Not Sold Separately is brought to you by Brooke
and Erika, two inseparable 20-somethings who haven't run out of things to talk about since 2001.
From little girls playing dress up to successful little sales reps, these two are ready to dish on dating,
Or lack thereof.
positivity,
Well, we try.
travel diaries,
Not without horror stories.
hot topics,
With hot takes.
and crawling up the corporate ladder.
Whether it's briefcases and stilettos or sweats and sneaks, this duo is sure to entertain,
We are here to remind you to take risks
build confidence,
and have fun because
it's just not that serious.
Welcome back to the
Not Sold Separately podcast.
And Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkah.
Or just happy holidays all around. Today we're going to be going into really the depths of our spiritual minds and talking to you about the biggest buzzword of the fucking century lately, which is
Vision boards.
and manifestation.
Oh, yeah. Manifestation would be the buzzword. Yes. But
Yes.
vision boards is like
The action.
our favorite tradition that we've done for many, many years. We were just debating how many years.
We were having a full-blown argument about this because I was convinced we've only been doing it for like 3 years, and she's like, it's been a bit longer than that.
I have factual memory in my brain that tracks at least 4 years or 5 years. So
Her memory is far better than mine. So
Yeah.
I will just, she could tell me that we literally went to planet Mars, and I would say, yep, we definitely did that because
Right.
I can't recollect anything.
no, Erica's memory is shot to
But
hell.
regardless, I think it
Actually
really
shot
is.
to hell. She can't remember her sophomore year math teacher for the life of her. But it's
Shout
fine.
out, Mr. Markey.
We love Mr. Markey.
A little ASMR for you there. No, but we initially started the vision boards, right, as like a fun activity. I think we were sitting in my basement
Yes.
and just ripping pictures out of a magazine.
Yeah, we all
haphazard.
like combined all of our random old magazines that were lying around, and we were like ripping everything out. We're cutting
Cutting.
out all different letters to make up
Snipping.
different words, which was cute. Like
We
it
turned
was
into
funky
fucking
fresh.
Picasso over here putting this shit together.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it was wonky, but it was fun. And then
So fun.
the tradition just stuck, and now it's like literally our favorite thing that we look forward
Yep.
to every year.
And like I don't think we really have major like New Year's resolutions, but we would do this around New Year's as our fresh, clean slate and like
Yes.
something that we would put together as okay, here's things that I like or that I want to manifest or that I want to pursue in the following year.
Yeah.
But it took us some time to get there. I think at first it was just like this looks pretty on a board.
Yes. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, so
like-
we've definitely evolved a lot over the years of our vision board tradition. So now we kind of have it down to a science. And every year,
We do.
you know, I look back and I'm like, oh, I could have done this so much better. But that's why we're getting better and better at it every year. But we feel that at this point in time, we are fully equipped to inform the masses on the best way to do a vision board if you've
Yeah.
never done it before.
I
So-
think Brooke just touched on it. Like every year we look back and say, oh, I could have done this better. Or I could have done this differently. The biggest thing that we can share with you to nail your vision board and make all your little dreams come true is get super specific.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You have to be as specific as possible. As specific as you can get, the better.
And an example is, I think in the past it'd be like, oh, you know, this looks really cute. It's like a guy and a girl on a date and we love it. And it's so, you know, we want to manifest a relationship. Except then it wasn't specific enough because it really just showed a guy and a girl on a date. It didn't
Right.
show any other like, you know, intricacies of like a more significant relationship or something, which is really truly what you're trying to get to or what we were trying to accomplish, right? Through
Yeah.
that image.
Yeah.
So there's so many different ways that we can kind of go into this, and we've kind of gotten a little nutso this year with our specificities.
We did.
But I
yeah,
think-
and that's how
yeah.
we learn though. Because exactly what Erica was describing is what happened to me last year. I was like, oh, I want to get back into dating because I really hadn't dated for like the past 3 years, I would say. I was a
If you
hermit.
listened to our last episode, you would know we're
Yes.
in the fucking trenches. So.
Right. So I was scared. And I was a hermit for like 3 years. So last year I really wanted to start dating again. And ultimately I was looking for a relationship. So I was going for a relationship photo. However, when I looked back on my vision board, I saw it actually was just a photo of a guy and a girl very much at a restaurant on a date. And that's exactly what happened. I went on several dates, that was great, you know? It was a lot better than the previous few years, but it wasn't nailing down that relationship aspect. So this year I learned from that and I said, okay, I need to be a lot more specific and show more specific relationship actions, like, you know, a hugging photo or
This
like
year, Brooke's in Canva, fucking photoshopping the shit out of every Pinterest photo she can find.
my eyes were going cross-eyed.
Yeah, but it was good, right? And we
It
did
was
this
great.
across several different elements that we'll get into a little bit more. But I
Yeah.
think, too, like, as we're reflecting on 2024,
I think
things,
you should
yeah.
definitely discuss the biggest thing that came true on your vision board.
Yeah, so I want to preface this by saying that the thing you have to keep in mind about manifesting or vision boarding is that you can't get hung up on something to happen in that calendar year, right?
Yes.
You have to give yourself some like grace and say, okay, this is something I'm working towards, but it's exactly that. You're working towards it. You can't expect to just put something on a board, slap it on there, and say, this is going to happen, and sit on your ass and do nothing for the whole year or however much time, right? That passes between the next time you're going to do the board. You really have to put action behind whatever it may be that you're, you know, really want to occur. And so
Yes.
there's
But that action does oftentimes take more than that 1 year, right?
Correct.
You can't put something on your board and expect by the end of the year, you know, you're going to be a master in whatever it is.
you're not going to be a
So-
master. You're not going to be a black belt in karate in a year. That's just like not going to happen.
No, it takes several. You know, I think you have to go from like the yellow to the green to the.
Never done karate in our life, so I don't know why I just said that. But regardless, you get the point, right? So some good things take time. And
Yes.
so something that I've been like subconsciously trying to manifest over the last couple of years was moving out, right?
Yes.
And so I've traveled to a lot of different places, but more specifically have gone to Tampa, Florida many a times. Really have developed like a love for it, and people say to me like, ew, why? But I can't explain it. It just is one of those things, like one of those places that I went to that I just didn't want to leave. It felt very much like home. And so I've gone back the last couple of years and stayed by myself for extended periods of time. And so on my vision board this year, I put, you know, images of Tampa, like different popular restaurants or places that I've gone to that I really liked, because I really just wanted to travel back there. But
Right.
I think
And-
subconsciously,
Yeah. And let's also point out that you really wanted to move there, right? You were actively saying specifically, I want to move there.
Yeah.
I want to move to Tampa. I really want to be there.
but I kind of
But-
gave up on that for a period of time
Right.
where I felt defeated
Right.
because I was like, well, this isn't working out right this second. This was a couple of years ago,
Yeah,
right?
this is like
why I
2
bring
years
this
ago.
up to preface this entire example, because I was getting so hung up on it. Like, I want to be here. I want to move here. I want to move here. And at the time, this was like, I don't know, 2022. Like, it just wasn't going to happen. And I, you know, have been kind of waiting for this. Now I've just been in the mindset of I just want to get the fuck out of my house with my parents. But now, as over the last couple of years, this has been in the back of my head, and I've been traveling there and experiencing it more. I put it on my board, and now, you know, in 2024, it's not technically happening. It's happening in early 2025. But I got a job opportunity that's taking me to Tampa, and that's where I'll be relocating to. So
Ding, ding,
it's
ding.
huge because I never thought I was going to get with my company and with what I do. I never thought that I would end up there. I just didn't think there was going to be any opportunities.
Yeah.
So I really kind of just washed my hands of it and thought, okay, but that's when
That's
it happens.
the beauty. That's the beauty, is because I vividly remember a conversation when we were flying home from Tampa
Mm-hmm.
because we were there visiting for something, and we had a serious conversation about it. And I said to you, this was like, what, a year or two ago?
Yeah.
I was like, you're going to be possibly relocating for work next year. So just let it rock. See what happens when that comes. Don't force a move right now when you're potentially moving for another job
Mm-hmm.
next year. Just let it rock, right? And now, boom, a year down the line, not only are you relocating for your job, you're relocating to the spot that you have dreamt of living in.
Yep.
For your job, which is the best of both worlds. But that's exactly what happens when you just relinquish control. Everything works out.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you try too hard to hold on to things, it's never going to work, right?
Nope. I was
Because-
doing that for a while.
Yes, yes. And you were unhappy, right? And you were
Mm-hmm.
so much happier, I would say, this year. You put it on your board in December, right?
Yeah.
You were so happy this year. You weren't fixated on it. You
Nope.
just were trusting in the universe for things to work out. And it did.
Oh, my heart is warmed right now thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
My
well,
heart doesn't get warm very often.
I know. Yeah, it's
A little
it's an
icy
icy
there.
place in there. It's like the Grinch on Mount Crumpet.
Crumpet?
Yeah,
I've never heard of that in
crumpet.
my life.
Dump it to crumpet.
Is that really what it's
For
called?
real. Go back, watch the real version with Jim Carrey. You will see. Crumpet, Mount Crumpet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. You learn something new every day, folks.
Yes, yes. Some Christmas movie trivia. But
I love that.
yes. And, I feel lucky that I'm able to sit here and be excited about you moving very far away from me. Because on the inside, I'm very sad, of course. But I think what's able to get me through it and be able to be excited for you is I know that you've wanted this for so long.
Yes.
And I've watched you like struggle for it and fight for it. And now it's all coming to fruition like in the best possible way. So that's why I'm able to be excited for
Support
you.
it. Yeah. No, totally.
Along with the fact that, of course, I can now more regularly have a sunny vacay.
Tropical. Yeah, tropical, sunnyish vacation.
Yes.
My other job opportunity was in Minnesota, so I think Brooke would have actually killed me dead
I
if
literally
that's where I was going.
No, I would not. You would have had to come home. Like,
Oh my God, there was really no. I weighed out my options, but thank God.
Oh my
Thank
God.
God.
She weighed them a little too hard. Like, honest to God.
made you nervous there?
I was like a little scared because I was
Yeah.
trying not to push. I was trying to just ask good questions and like all that. But in my head, I was like, if she fucking comes to me and says, Brooke, I made my decision. I'm moving to Minnesota. I'm going to say, call them back up because you can't do that.
Much rather be a Tampinian than a Minnesotian. We've been having
We've been having strokes.
family and I have been trying to figure out what a person who lives in Tampa is called. Like it's like a Tampinian, a Tampin.
Why
is
are we
it?
trying to put a name
I
on
don't
it?
know, like, it's
we're not a
just-
Jerseyan.
I don't
We're
know.
just a Jersey girl.
New Jerseyan though, like you would say that.
Jerseyan. Who the fuck says that?
Regardless, anyways.
Never heard that in my life. Anyway, so I think this proves our point that we are masterful, powerful
We are.
manifestors, and you should trust us with your vision board for 2025.
But what we want to like get across to you is that so are you. Like anybody
Oh,
can do
yeah.
this. This is not like a unique talent of
Oh
ours.
my God, it's not rocket science.
It's
It's
not.
actually the simplest thing in life, and we're going to walk you through it. So let's go step by step. This is how to make a vision board.
Let's go.
So, number one, sit down with your thoughts and go through your
It
goals.
can be a scary place when you sit with your thoughts, so don't do that too long.
Yeah. Set a time limit, maybe like 30 minutes.
Yep.
But sit down and figure out what your goals are for the year. And they can be big, they can be small, but just kind of write them out so you see them in front of you.
It could be as simple as I want to make my bed every day. Like that could be something that you really want to make sure you do.
Yeah. And even that's super specific, right? You
Yeah.
could just write out those broader topics of like health and fitness or daily routine
Yep.
for making your bed, right? Number two, go onto Pinterest. That's our favorite place to find pics.
Yes.
You
could
could
just
also Google. Yeah. Google has never failed anyone.
Pinterest is the place to be. Like there is just so much out there. You can type in the craziest phrase and string of words and you will find exactly what you're looking for.
Yes.
It's like kind of insane.
Well, I think what's fun about Pinterest too is whatever you're searching, it can be even like one word or
Mm-hmm.
2 words. You could search like success, and it's going to curate a selection of photos that are specific to you and what you like because you already interact with this app and
Yep.
it sees what, visuals you enjoy or maybe what TV shows you
Mm-hmm.
watch or pin, and it'll pull up things that are relevant to you.
Totally.
So I feel like if it makes it easier searching wise as opposed to searching through Google, you're going to have like thousands of results and they're
Yeah.
going to be wonky. So
That's a last ditch effort.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I would say
Try
too,
Pinterest.
and if there are, I did it for 24. There was in tandem with the Tampa photos, I actually put this influencer that I love who lives there. And I put
Yes.
images of her like on the beach there, her working out there, her and her boyfriend there because I was like
Yes.
trying to channel a lifestyle, not just images of a place that I love and want to be in. It was more like how can I cultivate this person's type of lifestyle. So
Yeah.
you could also go on Instagram or TikTok or whatever and screenshot things that resonate with you, even if it is like a specific person. So
Yeah.
and
No, we
did that
actually we
slightly.
did do that this year a little bit. So I did like that too because you think of certain people that you look up to, and there's a lot of them on social media. I could think of 5 people off the top of my head that are my favorite influencers, and I wish that I was more like them. So
Yeah.
everyone has those. So you can go and print out pictures of your favorite influencer doing something that you wish you did more of. And that's fun too,
Yeah.
to see a familiar face on your board.
And then, so once you're done gathering your photos, right?
Yes.
And you could, depending on the size of your board, which that's a caveat I want to include, do not pick a 2x2 board like Brooke Lauren Lamantia
Yeah,
likes to do.
yeah.
She's very much improved her setup this year.
I did. I leveled up this year, finally. I used to use, I mean, and again, if it's your first time starting out, start small.
Poster board is very simple.
Yes.
You don't need to go crazy.
So I think our first year we used like those just flat, flimsy,
like, you know,
poster
when you would
boards.
wake up like your mom on the couch at like 9 p.m. at night and say, Mom, I have a school project due tomorrow. Can you go and get a poster board for me? And then she wants to rip your neck off. That kind of
poster board, yes. So that's what we used, I think, upon inception of this idea. And then most recently I was using like a canvas. So like, you know, the ones that you use for like sorority Big Little paintings. Yeah. Those. So that's what I used last year.
That was like triggering. Whoa.
Yeah. Unlocked that memory for you?
Just a little bit.
Yeah. So I used that last year, and looking back, I felt so pigeonholed into such a small space that I think I got like analysis paralysis, and I couldn't pick like the right photos that I just
couldn't get everything on there that you wanted
I couldn't get the full vibe.
I would say I think each of us had somewhere between 60 to 70 photos this year.
Did, yeah.
So,
and pro tip for step number 3, which would be printing out your photos. First, we started by cutting them out of magazines. Mm-hmm. Then we graduated to printing them out on the computer, but just like regular paper.
With
and then
regular
they start
ink.
to curl on the edges, and it's like hazardous by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And then we graduated to the photo paper on the home printer, which was also iffy.
So going on like Microsoft Word, copy pasting your images in there, retrofitting it so that way you can get as many on a page, and then you would cut them out.
Which that works, but it's just a
fine.
little bit more effort. So this year, pro tip, go to CVS specifically, because you can use
templates.
I think it's like 4 wallet size.
Yep.
Was the best size that we liked.
Yeah, so they have something. They have wallet size. They have 4x6. You know, but you don't want to go too big with the photos because like our boards are relatively large. However, we still had a hard time fitting everything on there. So I would recommend.
Cuts.
Yeah, I don't know. We can post the links in the show notes to both of the boards that we have because they're from Amazon. Very easy to acquire, and highly recommend them. But I would say like use the wallet size or the micro prints, I think is what it was called.
So there was basically it's the same 4x6 photo that you would get printed. However, you can fit 9 photos on there, which was probably 1 inch by 2 inches for each photo. So there's that option that we used, and then we also used it was 4 wallet size on the
like
one 4x6.
Yeah,
so let's say it was like
2x3, and then there was a 4x3 option, I think too.
Yes, so
we could be fully making up these numbers right now, but just like
around
go
about.
Look up on CVS photo department.
Guesstimate. But the best part about these is if you go to Walgreens or any other pharmacy or wherever you print your pictures, they're going to just print out the same photo 4 times or 9 times. CVS, you can customize it and make each one different. So
did it take us 7 hours? Sure it did.
Genuinely, I can't even talk about the frustration.
Sure it did.
And level of
my right eye is looking to the right, and my left eye is looking up right now. Like they're not going in the same direction because I was losing my shit.
We have not recovered yet. We're working on it.
Yeah.
But we're also extreme as all hell, and believe me, it's not. It's not that deep. It's not that hard.
It doesn't have to be. We
just like got very, very granular and specific this
year. But now we know how to do it like through CVS. So now every year we learn something new and get better and more efficient.
We're the guinea pigs so that you guys can be masters without going through the torture. So,
precisely.
There you go. So once you get those photos printed, they take, I would say, an hour max. So just plan accordingly. Get some dinner. That's what we did while we waited. And then number 4 would be assemble your board. So this depends, obviously, on the type of board that you have. When I used the canvas, I used just literally tape, and I just made like the bubble with the tape and stuck it on there. That worked. Your board.
I use these stupid fucking glue dots that came with my vision board. I don't particularly enjoy using them. However, it does make for a nice, clean, flat lay. So, like,
yours
there's
are
pros
very
and cons.
flat, which I like. Yeah, they're very flat. And then mine, so my new board that I got this year is actually felt, which is fun. So I got to use push pins, which presents its own set of challenges because I didn't want to have a push pin for every single photo. So I just did some like in groups or overlapping or whatever. but I liked how it turned out. It's cute.
And she has very nice like messaging on here.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll read it off to you guys. So it says on the top, vision board, my desires are guidance. My success is inevitable. And on the bottom, it says, thank you, universe, which I love because I feel like that messaging is very powerful and it's acting as if I already have these things and thanking the universe for them.
It's the whole point of this is
Exactly.
to act as if it's already done.
Precisely. So that's about it. Once you're done, just stare at this sucker every single day until it's burned into your eyeballs and your brain.
You must put this vision board in a place that you are going to look at it every day. Now,
Every
this
single
might not
day.
seem like an important step to the puzzle, but I can promise you the first year mine was thrown behind my bed and
it
I
was
never looked
under
at
the
it.
bed. Nothing
Then
came
we
true.
slowly but surely started to pull it out of the depths of, wherever it was living in our rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And then as of this last year, it was on my desk in
Yes.
front of my face every single blessed day.
I think that really made a big difference, honestly.
Huge.
Because
I was
it's so-
staring at it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we work 9 to 5 jobs at home. I'm
Right.
I'm at my desk for most of my life.
I mean, yeah.
Most
8
of my
hours out of
hours.
every day you're at your desk.
At the
So you
minimum.
might as well look at something that's pretty and inspiring.
Correct. Because every day, again, subconsciously, I'm reminded of
Mm-hmm.
these things that I'm working towards or that I really want to accomplish. And even if every day I'm not doing something to get there, it's like my brain is
It's
absorbing it.
osmosis. It's seeping into your brain.
It's just meshing into my
Yes,
brain.
subconsciously.
Well-
but I would say definitely don't put it under your bed because I think one year that I put it under my bed, I was in a relationship and had things about the relationship on the board, and then I put it under my bed, and then I woke up the next year, oh, relationship was over.
Yeah.
So you know what? You need
could
to
have a counter effective result.
Yes, but you know what? Let's not blame it on the vision board because
Let's
there was a
not.
lot of other things at play.
I think so.
Anyway, moving along.
Moving along to what we did for 25.
Yeah, every year we say this, but I freaking love our vision boards this year. They came out so
I'm
good.
obsessed with them.
I can't stop staring at them. I came home from your house and like gave my mom a full in-depth presentation.
Yeah, I mean, I could write a thesis on it right now.
Yeah.
I could get my doctorate
Yeah.
in vision boards.
That actually should be a degree, I think. Maybe we should go back and teach it.
I fear one day we'll be qualified for that, but
Yeah, no, I don't really
Not
have the
quite
time
yet.
for that right now anyway.
But yeah, so I think in terms of 2025, we have a couple of areas that we both are kind of working on and working towards developing in.
Yes.
The first being obviously this podcast.
Yeah, we're very committed to growing with the podcast and wherever we may go, it growing with us.
This applies to multiple areas of life, but I don't know if anyone listens to the Skinny Confidential or the Him and Her podcast. I think that's what it was on. Madison LaCroix was on the podcast.
Yes. Okay.
And she was talking about how...
Say bravo and I will know.
Yes, exactly. So Madison LaCroix, she's on a show called Southern Charm, which is on Bravo. She has very, very big following now, but she kind of started out as like, I think she was like help for the show. Like
Yeah,
she was doing
she
like people's
was.
makeup on the show and stuff. And they were like, wait, let's get this girl on camera. She's a star. So she was talking a little bit about that and also talking about how she used to be like carrying more weight on her. And then one day just decided to wake up and say, I need to be better than average. Like, I woke up and decided that I'm going to be better than average.
Yeah, I
And
saw that and I was so inspired.
So, I mean, it made me want to get my ass up and work, which is on my board.
Yes. Oh my God.
But-
Wait, so
hers.
yeah, we actually both had that on. That was from Kim K. That was a quote.
Yes, also an icon.
Yes. One of my favorite parts of my board is I put this quote that says, follow your plan, not your mood. But next to it, because I'm very much a victim of like, oh, I don't feel like it, you know,
Oh, yeah.
when it comes time to
Excuses,
work
yeah.
out or cook dinner or whatever it is. So follow your plan, not your mood. And next to that is an image of Ross from Friends making like this face, like waving his finger, like, no, no, no. And it just cracks me up every time that I look at it. So yeah, anyway,
We love Ross.
we love Ross.
Yeah, so podcast, I mean, this is where we kind of got a little bit psychotic. And Brooke was in Canva whittling away and literally...
Photoshopping our life away.
to the point where we took like our TikTok and our Instagram accounts and photoshopped it so that way we showed like the follower count that we want to achieve.
Yes.
Not necessarily in 2024. I
Right.
mean, psych, because that's over. 2025, I mean.
Yes. But we have to dream big, right? So this
You have
is
to
our
go
whole
big.
point of this is a long-term goal and not a short-term goal. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So we have
Correct.
like things like follower count, like working with different brands that we love.
Yeah, partnerships.
As well as maybe our own merchandise one day, all things like that.
Yep.
So, we have to dream big because we have to. That
Perfect
was stupid.
example. We posted a video the other day. We did the vision boards, and
Oh my
immediately after the
God.
vision boards, we were getting comments and likes and follows from brands
Yeah.
that we
Oh my God.
love and
It was
use.
insane. And I credit that to us staring at it for the full
Yeah.
7 hours.
That's where the osmosis came in.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, so definitely growing the podcast, growing our following, just growing in this space because we are really committed to it and I think have a lot of faith in ourselves.
Yeah, and we're feeling very inspired. So
Yeah.
we're continuing that on with our vision board. And then some other areas that we're both focusing on, I would say, is taking our career to the next level.
Totally.
Obviously, you're moving for your career. I am wanting to move up in my career as far as leveling up my day-to-day. So we're going to be hustling this year. So we have lots of inspirational
Hustlers.
quotes and things like that on our boards.
Yeah, Brooks, I liked her quote that said, "Every day I attract new clients who value what I do and are eager to work with me."
Yes.
Love that.
I loved that one because it was, again, that mindset of, I already have this. So to look at that every single day, that's going to
Speaking
inspire me.
in the present tense or having
Exactly.
verbiage on your board that's in the present tense makes it that much more tangible, it feels like.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. So
highly recommend.
love that. Also, both of us want to be more intentional about dating. Now that Erica's going to be leaving me in the dust and I'm going to be a lone soldier.
hey, I'm going to be a lone soldier too.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. So we're going to have nothing else to do but force ourselves to go out and
Meet people.
And, I think last year was a lot of me just pushing myself just to get out there and date, period. But I do want to be more intentional with the dates that I do go on.
Yeah.
And, looking for a relationship.
Yeah, and I think being and putting yourself in situations around people that are like-minded and that you can see yourself kind of, establishing relationships with, but not just, romantic, friendships too, right? I think that is really something that's top of mind for me, and I have it on my board in a couple of different capacities, but being around groups of people that give me energy that don't drain me. And so again, that's where the whole
crucial. That's a whole other topic that we could talk on for hours and hours. We'll have to do a whole friendship pod.
For sure.
But
for sure.
Energy is everything.
But the dating is huge, I think, and speaking to our points that we brought up in the beginning about what our mistake was last year and what we put on our boards, we got more specific in showing examples of affectionate, what looks to be more long-term relationships and things like that, because that's what we're going after.
My favorite photo that I put on my board this year was this photo of a girl and a guy sitting on a beach reading. So that to me signified I'm on a vacation with my significant other. Now I think I would pass away on the floor if by the end of this year I was on a vacation with a significant other.
You can't think like that though.
Ludicrous to think about right now, right?
Yeah.
But dream big. This is the whole point.
Exactly.
So.
But part of that is you have to be Delulu. Delulu is the Salulu. It really is. Part of the hurdle is not just getting this on the board and then taking steps to, taking action towards it, but actually truly believing it. And sometimes that just means you have to
fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. Exactly. And having that positive reinforcement of whatever that is that you're working on.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then I think
you have to fake it till you make it.
if you don't, I don't know what you're going to do.
Because
it's
just not that serious. We can't wait to see your vision boards for 2025.
Yes, we're so excited. We're wishing you all the best vibes as you are planning and prepping your boards, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes. Bye-bye.